Coletti, and over the last several months we've had a number of questions from our customers saying, how do you make coffee in a percolator anyway? And so I looked all over YouTube looking for an appropriate video, but came up short. So we're going to try to do one ourselves. So this here is the Coletti percolator, and a percolator is a very ancient artesian way to make coffee. It actually works through convection, and so as the water heats, it is somehow forced up through the stem to the top of the brew basket where the grounds will be, and then the water filters down through the grounds back into the pot, and then it cycles through. Anything beyond that, to me, is magic. So I'm going to leave the science explanation right there. But what I do want to teach you is how to actually make a pot coffee. And so first thing you do is take 9 cups of water. It's a 9-cup percolator, and I've already pre-measured it into this pitcher. Of course, filtered water is always better, but we drink it out of the creek if we needed coffee. So have your water here. Go ahead and add it, step 1, to the pot.
And you can see your 9-cup line from inside the pot, so.
Yeah, it's super helpful. Now, one thing you want to make sure to do is, hopefully we can see this all right, there's a series of holes at the spout. You don't want to go past the holes. The holes also line up with 9-cup lines, so it's easy. If you do, you risk your coffee or your grounds sitting in the water as it's brewing. And what that'll do is it'll just begin to extract the coffee and get to the bitterness a little bit early. And so you don't want the grounds or the basket sitting inside the water. And that's why we keep it to the 9-cup line or just below the holes that are there for you. After you've got your water in there, you're going to take your brew basket and you're going to set it on the percolator stem, just like this. Then you'll take the filters that are provided for you in the set. It comes in a package of 40. You'll place that right down into the brew basket. Now, the filters are optional. They're totally optional. It works fine without the filters. We've included the filters because sometimes, depending on how you're grinding your coffee, you can get some pretty fine grounds. And those grounds have a tendency to work their way down into the pot. And so another thing it does is if you're worried about cholesterol, the filter will filter out the oil in the coffee. And so I think the oil makes it tasty. So imagine having a marbly steak. And so that's desirable, makes the meat taste good. Same with coffee, but over time it will add a couple points of cholesterol to you. So know that that's there for use. I don't personally use it, but a lot of people do, and so it's there for you. Once that is in, then it's time to add some coffee.
That's right, you can use any kind of coffee. And you don't have to have it ground yourself, but we like to grind it ourselves. This is our Coletti grinder, and we like to use a pretty coarse setting so that the grounds stay in the brew basket, and also a finer ground tends to extract bitterness from your coffee too early. So we have ground it with a pretty coarse setting, which you can adjust right here. And then we're going to start with a ratio of 1 tablespoon of coffee to 1 cup of water. So in this case, we do about 9 tablespoons of coffee, and you can adjust to taste. Some people only want to use 4 tablespoons for a whole 9-cup percolator, and some will use a lot more. So this is a 2 tablespoon Coletti measuring spoon, and so I'm going to use about 4 of these, kind of mound them up a little bit to start with our 9 tablespoons. 4, or almost 9 tablespoons of coffee.
Yeah.
All right, once you've got that done, you're going to set this on top of your brew basket.
Maybe shake it a bit to make sure that it levels out. You see what happened here is she got some of the grounds in the stem and they fell down through here. This is the reason why you don't want to do this process while it's sitting here, is so that those aren't in your pot.
All right, so we're going to set that down into the percolator, close the lid, and put it on the stove. We're going to turn our heat to about medium-low. This gives optimal extraction from the coffee. There you go.
So it takes a few minutes to bring it to perking, and then you're gonna let it perk for 7 to 10 minutes after that. We first let the water heat up, and then the convection process to begin to happen. Once it does, you can see the globe here, you'll see just clear water coming up through the stem and into the globe. It begins to drain down through the grounds, and then back into the pot, and the cycle repeats itself. Now that's when you want to start your 7 minutes. For me, I like it 7 minutes, 7 to 10. Some people go a little longer, who like it strong. Anyway, that time has transpired, and so I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. You're going to want to let it cool down for a minute or two, for 2 reasons. One is it lets the water that's currently in the grounds drain down back into the pot. And second, it just allows the pot to cool off. And so the metal can be pretty hot. We do have a wooden handle to prevent you from burning, but it's metal and metal gets hot. If you want to drink it immediately, just grab a hot pad, put it right here. Really the hot pad is for one reason, is because you want to take your thumb and press up on this little hinge flap, and that's going to make sure that the top doesn't come open as you're pouring. So place a little bit of upward pressure there, pour yourself some coffee. All right, and drink immediately if you can. That's good.
Hi, I'm Mary Rogers, and this is the Cuisinart Percolator. I want to show you the inside first, so we can start making some coffee. This is the basket. The nice thing about the basket is it has measure markings inside. And right in here, you see the measure markings. And the nice thing about that is that you don't have to be concerned about how much coffee to put in. You just fill it up to the proper level, and then you go ahead and make coffee. This is the stem that holds the basket in place. Just put that right in the bottom, mount the basket on it. It's all stainless steel parts. We're just gonna put in enough coffee to make about 4 cups. And the other thing that's really nice about this coffee maker is that the element is in the under part of the coffee maker so that it never comes in contact with the water. And that keeps it from the corroding, especially if you have high mineral content water. Just gonna put on the lid, and here is your knob in the top, which is transparent. I'm just gonna plug it into the back of the base, and it'll start perking as we talk about the coffee maker a little bit more. First of all, you'll notice in the front there's a light, and what'll happen is when the coffee is finished perking, the light will go off, and that's when you know your coffee is ready to consume. Also has a nice ergonomic handle on the side. It also has a knuckle guard so that when you go to lift and pour this coffee out of the coffee maker, you won't burn your hands on the metal part of the coffee pot. Has a beautiful classic spout. It's all stainless steel. It's really, really easy to pour. And some coffee lovers love a really, really hot cup of percolated coffee, and this is the perfect gift for them.